What happened?
I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry, bitch.
Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Barr, and we are here to talk about a lot of things. We're here to talk about a lot of things. Surprisingly, over the past couple of days, a lot of wrestling has happened. I mean, from CMLL all the way to Survive the Series. Okay, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Small thing of housekeeping, 80 views on my last video. Thank you very much. Very grateful for that. Hopefully we can, keep that energy going somehow, somewhat. But that was very badass. Shout out to you, chat, for that. What I can say though is that a couple of things I'll be clearing off on our news, all right, department. Claudio is the new CMLL World Champion. You guys can probably remember that this championship was around MJF's waist for a while. So it's a nice looking championship. Probably going to see a couple of defenses with it from CMLL pay-per-views and maybe even the AEW TV show every now and again. So great news on that behalf. Also, there is a ROH pay-per-view card going around that is fucking stacked. It's godly. It has Nigel McGuinness and Lee Moore in a 30-minute Iron Man match, and then it's a free-for-all match, like a 6-man free-for-all match with Bandino, Hitsuro, and Commando, who is coming off an amazing match with Masquerade at the CMLL pay-per-view. So there's a lot of really just awesome shit happening. Athena has a great match. We have Queen Aminata going up against I believe her name is Rue Passera, something like that. Really, really good card, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably drop a review for it, or maybe even a TikTok. Who knows? But the world of wrestling is a very, very, very interesting place, okay? First things first, Collision had a Thursday taping, so I wasn't going to do it because Thanksgiving. Okay, then we had Friday, but Friday, as you all knew, is when I was preparing the Stranger Things video, so there was just a lot of moving pieces, okay, for me not to be able to get to this Thanksgiving edition to Collision, gobble, gobble. But we're going to be running through it very quickly. I mean, Daddy Magic has a great match with Danny Garcia. I mean, I like just the lore of it. Also, Daddy Magic can cut a very good promo. He's not an amazing wrestler, but I mean, it's a very nice match. Obviously, Danny Garcia goes over. We have John Moxley on the comms, which is never a downside ever. But yeah, it's really, really fine match all around. After this, Mark Briscoe comes out and he kind of ignites a rivalry. He kind of ignites a rivalry with Danny Garcia, meaning that we're probably going to see, a good best of 3, maybe even like a best of 2 from them. Can't be too upset with that. Mark Briscoe looks amazing in that championship. I cannot believe we didn't get a pink Kyle championship, like we got a fucking white camo championship from Mark Briscoe, but that's neither here nor there, all right? First match of the night, oddly enough, is Pac and Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, this match was a great opener. It was an amazing fucking match. I think it's borderline 4 stars according to Dave Meltzer. It's a really, really solid match all around. I mean, honestly, I did not expect a Speedball Mike Bailey to even halfway go over, but I mean, he ended strong and Pac looks like a fucking beast anytime he steps in between those ropes. So it's a really, really solid match all around. Mike Bailey cuts an amazing promo behind it, just being kind of just beaten down. We also get a really good match from Takeshita and Roderick Strong. Loved that match. Probably match of the night for me personally, but there's a lot of really, really great stuff about this Collision. We also got Shibata versus Eddie Kingston. How can you be upset at that? It's good shit on this card. Really, really nice shit. The last couple of matches of the night, we get Thekla versus, I believe it's Tay Mello, and that sets up a Chris Statlander and a Tekla storyline. And we also get a couple of showings from FTR and Bang Bang Gang, which I really, really loved. This was a great Collision all around. I had a lot of fun watching it. What I can say though is I wish everything was maybe paced a little bit better, and if it was put on a Saturday night, that would have just made it a little bit easier to catch. But that's neither here nor there. We are getting straightly into our SmackDown. Okay, we did Thursday, November 28th, 2025. Now, all right, we did Thursday Collision we did Thursday Collision, November 27th, 2025. Now we're steamrolling right into November 28th, 2025, SmackDown, okay? Listen, the Federation isn't really putting up much of a fight. They're not putting much of a fight. And they're not putting up much of a fight, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? The spoilers already went out for this show, and a lot of people kind of knew the outcome, but they tuned in anyways. Don't know why. And this was a taped show. I can respect Paul for being a little bit more lenient with the superstar than Vince was, but brother, I'm not gonna lie to you, this was one of those ones where it's just like, I don't know why we're even here. Why are we here? So the Miz fills in for Sheamus. Sheamus, like, you know, like rotated his cuff or some shit. He's out for the foreseeable future, and we get Miz versus LA Knight. Now, Miz versus LA Knight is maybe one of the most 2021 feuds you could have put on our table, but we got it. We got it, and or should I say match, wasn't really a feud, right? But to put this on our fucking dining plate, insane shit from Road Dogg. And then we also have to sit here and eat a fucking pin on behalf of the Motor City Machine Guns for the MFTs. Can somebody say bullshit? Can somebody call bullshit? I want to call bullshit. This shit was doo-doo, bro. This shit was so bad. It was this entire fucking like MFTs, like we're gonna find somebody to go up against you guys. Listen, this shit was dead on arrival. Okay, the second Jacob Fatu found this like funky little way out of this fucking the second Jacob Fatu found a funky little way out of this bloodline storyline, it was done. It was like the second Jacob Fatu found a funky little way out of this bloodline story, this entire thing was dead on arrival. Okay, you had Tungaloa botching title you had Tungaloa botching title holdings. All right, you had Tama Tonga doing the best with what he can, but honestly not doing hell of a lot. Okay, this was probably one of the most nonsense fucking SmackDowns I think I've ever had the displeasure of even hearing about. I don't watch these things anymore, folks. You can't physically endure this. Like psychologically, you should not be putting yourself through any of these fucking Federation shows. I mean that. I really do mean that. Last couple of matches, we get Jey Uso and Rusev. Who cares? Who gives a fuck about Russo? Russo eats another pin. Who's surprised? He left AEW because he didn't want to put over the Cowboy, or he didn't want to put over the Hangman, okay? And now you're over here, you have eaten about 5 consecutive pins. Rusev looks like a fucking jerk off. And if the idea is, well, at least looks like a jerk off here than a superstar in AEW, you're a sick fucking lost man. Or woman, are they? Okay? Next fucking topic we're going to be speaking on is the setup for this goddamn War Games. Okay. So do you guys remember a while ago I made a video and it was about Seth Rollins' faction being in the fucking stinker, right? And you know, through this he recruits people, you know, Ludwig, Braun Breaker, Cedric Alexander, etc. But there's a certain part of that video where Austin Theory comes out in a mask and he attacks somebody, and that is his introduction into the Seth Rollins faction. Very specific. What happened in Survivor Series was maybe a watered down version of what I pitched, and it somehow still was so under fucking cooked. It was maybe one of the most unanticipated okay. It was probably one of the most unanticipated, unwanted things the WWE could have given anybody. I mean that. Like, I really do mean that. And I really want to just break this down for a second, because the end of this SmackDown, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the No Names and Survivor Series. Who even fucking cares anymore, right? But why not just have that be done here instead of on the pay-per-view? And then that's the end to your pay-per-view. My stupid ass thought we were going to get a Sami Zayn match on the Survivor Series card. Never got it. I don't even know if Survivor Series does pre-shows anymore. And it's interesting, right? Because we're gonna be talking about Survivor Series very soon. Survive this series, right? It really did just leave a bad taste in everyone's mouth. And I mean this, for this to be going up like 7 days later after Full Gear, I wonder who the fuck is producing these shows, because it seems like they're intentionally trying to shit on the Fed. They're intentionally trying to like ruin it from within, because there are so many moments and there are so many things that could have taken place on this SmackDown to make Survivor Series a lot more bearable, but they don't do that. And I really do not know why. It's very baffling. Listen, Collision was fine. Collision was very fine. I mean, again, there's a couple of pacing issues, but we can talk about that later. But SmackDown was just, it underperformed. It underperformed to like an abysmal amount. And it's interesting that the spoilers came out and people still tuned into that shit. I don't know why. I really don't. But I mean, you know, unfortunately there are no spoilers for Survivor Series, so we're gonna be jumping right into that. Okay, November 29th, 2025. Okay, let the games begin. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, like, where can I start? Where the fuck do I even start with this fucking pay-per-view?
Guard for Hunter.
In all my years of being around Triple H, I never saw him come up with one idea for anything in a match, ever.
I don't think he's a great wrestler.
He had his nose so far up Vince's ass.
I don't think Triple H has any ideas about anything.
What has he ever done? That's great.
If they're going to hand the reins to Triple H, you may see the WWE slip way down.
Oh man, listen. I want to give as much credence as I can. Okay. Listen, the women, they try their damnedest. Stephanie Vakir, listen, women's wrestling, like women's wrestling saved the fucking day again, man. Oh my gosh. This pay-per-view was maybe one of the worst fucking pay-per-views that the Fed has put out maybe this year. And they put out WrestleMania this year. But you know what was interesting? WrestleMania was 2 nights. It had moments like Drew McIntyre just being Drew McIntyre, and it's like, whatever, right? You can't hate on, even though the story was dog shit. That story was awful. But there's certain aspects, like Travis Scott being like a positive in whatever the fuck this is crazy. It's crazy. I don't even have that much energy. I mean, listen, like the ins and outs of this is that Triple H hates the WWE. Simple. Triple H hates the fucking WWE, and it really is maybe some of the worst fucking booking I think I've ever seen in my life. Let's go down the 4 matches for Survivor Series, one of the pillar pay-per-views in WWE. All right, we all know that it's a fucking pillar, right up there with WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Why isn't it giving the same amount of respect? Who fucking knows, right? Listen, oh man, I don't even know where to fucking start. I believe the first match of the night is the women's War Games match. Now, for some reason, they're not doing cages. Like, they're not putting anybody in a cage. You know, Brock Lesnar, the fucking molester, he's not going in a cage, which is like, I guess, whatever. Nobody's in cages. It's just like a bunch of run-ins. It's basically a series of run-ins for the women's War Games match. And the idea is that they enter the double-sided cage, or they enter the double cage, and now when everyone's in, the match begins. The only issue is, the match was dry, and I don't mean that with blades. I mean it was dry. I mean the stories were lackluster. Last Legend Hoops. I mean it made it bearable, but oh man, it's Rhea Ripley's mask. I mean, and then it's on top of that fucking like 20-second like Io Sky spot. It was a lot of negatives about this match. A lot of negatives. Again, everyone does what they need to do, but I can't sit here and look at this and be like, all right, so you guys are in a War Games match. Nobody looks like they're at war. You guys look like you're at a fucking sleepover. This looks very Lazy Dak School. This looks very calm. It's probably one of the more calmer pay-per-views I think I've seen. Probably one of the more calmer matches I've seen for War Games. War Games. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like there's a crop of people out there who want boring, mundane, vanilla wrestling to be all anyone can consume ever. And it's such a fucking like bizarre world to live in, because to watch that match and think, oh, this is a pretty good showing from everyone. Like, I feel like you're fucking crazy. I genuinely feel like you're fucking insane. I mean, apparently AJ Lee was one of the least utilized people in this match, when the storyline for her and Becky in the IC title match was right there. It was right fucking there, and they sat here and they squandered it. They squandered it. We could have had a fucking Sami Zayn versus Ela match. That was the entire buildup. Maybe Ela returns as a heel. Maybe he's maybe he's not even like a devious evil heel. Maybe he just likes to fuck people up, and Sammy's in his way. But Sammy's such a natural face. They have to defend the US title, right? Because honestly, bro, the lack of creativity on this match card is damning. It's damning, and I really do think that pay-per-views like this are going to be the end of the fucking federation. Like, take this pay-per-view compared to what we got with Evolution, right? They're two completely distinct feelings, right? The audience is responding in one way to one thing, which is women's wrestling, good graps, and decent storytelling, compared to the fucking War Games slop that you pushed out of your assholes. What is the logic, right, of having Liv Morgan return and having her return to be in another male-centered fucking story? Face Liv is right there. Face Liv versus a tweener, dark-ish Stephanie, or maybe even a dark-ish Natalie is right there. It's on the table. There are so many wrestlers in this fucking company. Why do we keep doing the Liv Dom Judgment Day thing? Judgment Day quite literally was Cena's last opponent. Cena's last opponent before his last fucking match ever was Judgment Day. We already know how the fuck I feel about Judgment Day, so we won't even speak on it. He was quite literally almost on the verge of tears walking up that ramp. I'd like to think he did this because he fucks with Raquel, he fucks with Roxanne, obviously he does. You know, he fucks with Finn, he fucks with JD, and the idea is I'm gonna put you guys over, and in putting you guys over, I'm also gonna put over Dom, because it's what heroes do. But now Cena has now lost 2 of his retirement matches, meaning that his next loss is not going to be actual heat. There isn't going to be any heat for his next loss because Judgment Day already took that heat, because Brock already took that heat. There's no more, like, this story, the tournament, the fucking graphic is rendered with him in the title. The idea is that whoever is supposed to be at the top or the pinnacle of this tournament gets the title, and that is the final send-off for John Cena. But now that's just all pissed away. Just caution to the wind, right? I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. This match with Cena, it literally shitted on everything anybody wanted from this fucking match. It shitted on anything anybody wanted. It being a rematch of something we already got. Awful fucking choice. Horrific fucking choice. Then you do the Judgment Day run-in shit and you just completely shit on the entirety of this fucking match. I mean, and it wasn't a terrible match. Dominic Mysterio can wrestle. John can fucking wrestle. Da-da-da-da. Of course they fucking can. But is the story here worth actually speaking about? Fuck no. Is Liv Morgan worth the fucking Cena fucking title loss? Fuck no. She's not. Oh man. Roxanne and Liv even being on the same team canonically is like so fucking mind-boggling. You know what? We're just gonna fucking fly past this. Judgment Day is Cena's last opponent before Gunther smacks the fuck out of him into next eternity. And Triple H decided that after years of tapping out to John Cena, this is how we're gonna send him off. So you know what? I guess it just is what it is. We can speak about the men's War Games match, but let's all be serious. All right, let's all be for real. The men's War Game match was fucking atrocious. It was fucking atrocious. Braun Breaker almost got his fucking head split open. That was horrific. That was awful, right? Probably one of the more awful fucking spots. Probably one of the more scary spots I think I've seen. And I watched all of Blood and Guts. I watched all of Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. That was probably one of the scariest spots I have ever fucking seen in my life. And I can't even sit here and speak about the Masked Man. The Masked Man, listen, the Masked Man runs in, everyone acts confused, meaning whatever kind of game plan this is, from Austin Theory, Doink, fucking the Shadow fucking Warrior, whoever the fuck this person is, right? It isn't enacted on Paul Heyman's behalf, and none of the fucking no-names know about it. This is just some rogue agent. It's just some rogue part of the fucking locker room who wants to join the no-names in the sake of their quest for vengeance. That's all we can really piece together from this fucking guy, all right? Because he doesn't unmask. All right, the idea is with something like that, you unmask with the heels, and now this is your group. This is the entirety of your group, all right? Not just fucking phoned in Brock the Molester, Logan banned from Japan Paul, okay? These aren't aspects of your actual group because they're part-timers. They're never fucking here. You know who is here? Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is always backstage, but he barely fucking wrestles. Austin Theory has been cleared for at least 2 months now. If he's making TV appearances, he hasn't had a single fucking vignette, a single interview, or one goddamn dark or main event match. And you want me to sit here and believe that I should get hyped for him after the motherfucker doesn't even unmask himself? One of your biggest pay-per-views. There are going to be more eyes on this pay-per-view than next week's Raw, but he shouldn't unmask himself here. Why? Does it make any sense? At all. It fucking doesn't. Not a lick. Quick and concise as I can be. All right. Even speaking on Full Gear not being all right in relation to anything doing with blood and guts, Full Gear shitted on this fucking pay-per-view. This pay-per-view was awful, and building towards the next pay-per-view, WWE will not perform. They will continue to lose viewers, and they will continue to lose the fan base. All right. You can put on anything you want, but you cannot sit here and try to counter program with bad production, bad matches, and terrible fucking storytelling. All right. Listen, all the way from CMLL, okay, all the way to ROH. The pay-per-views are shitting on the Fed. It's insane, actually. To look pound for pound what CMLL is putting on, it's probably better than some of fucking AEW's earlier in the year pay-per-views. Realistically, if you look at some of CMLL's or like shit that they're putting on right now, right, versus maybe even like a Revolution, I'm taking CMLL. I'm taking CMML, and that's not a downside to AEW. It's what's going on. It's what's happening in the fucking world right now. And oh man, I just don't know. I don't know. Listen, the only thing I can really nail down definitively is that my laptop sucks, and outside of my laptop being fucking awful, the Fed doesn't perform. The Fed doesn't perform. I don't even have to speak about a Sky Blue. You know, I don't have to speak about a John Moxley, a Kyle O'Reilly, a Samoa Joe. I don't have to speak about these guys blading and putting everything that they fucking have into these matches. All I need to speak about, all right, is Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley on Full Gear. I put that against any one of these fucking matches on Survivor Series, and they fucking lose. They lose. 10 times out of 12 on fucking Sundays. You know what I mean? It's really fucking poor shit happening from the Fed right now. And honestly, again, this is only going to generate more fucking positivity for the dub. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, taking it with a grain of salt. This was maybe one of the worst fucking pay-per-views of the year. Evolution, as I said earlier, blew this shit out the water. No competition about that. And we're going to continue to see bad shit as long as the nose is in charge. Okay? Bret Hart maybe had a good point. All right? Maybe he was right about some other things. Who knows? Yeah, but that was Collision. November 27th, 2025, SmackDown, November 28th, 2025, and Survive the Series, all right, November 29th, 2025. I was very displeased, very displeased, but you know, we were here, we were square, and we got right to it, right? So hopefully all of you had a good time, hopefully all of you enjoyed it. You know, if you can't like and sub, that'd be great. You know, if not, it is what it is, right? But I do have some other stuff going up later today, maybe even some stuff going on tomorrow. So hope all of you guys have a great rest of your day. All right, stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. All right, peace.